With David Benavidez breathing down Canelo Alvarez's neck, Canelo Alvarez picks David Benavidez to knock out Caleb Plant, but is still refusing to ever step in the ring with David Benavidez. Well, let's talk about the things that Canelo Alvarez said, but before we get into this next video, make sure that you hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel. What's happening with it, everybody? Now, we saw a hell of a press conference yesterday with David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. And I saw some things that I never really had seen out of Caleb Plant. You know, David Benavidez was hella aggressive towards Caleb Plant. You know, he even tried to fight Caleb Plant inside the arena during the press conference. And he tried to fight Caleb Plant outside of the hotel before the press conference got started. So David Benavidez, man, he was all the way ready to go. I don't know if it's because he's been training for a long time and he's like a caged animal that's ready to get loose and kill everything in sight, or if he has that much animosity towards Caleb Plant. But I can't wait to see the fight nevertheless. A fight that everybody been wanting to see is Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. We already got a chance to see Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez, and we know what happened in that fight. Caleb Plant, he did okay in that fight. You know, I've seen Caleb Plant fight a lot better than what he did against Canelo Alvarez, but you know, he gassed out, he got tired, slipped up, and got caught by Canelo, and it was night after that. Caleb Plant, one thing he did gain from that fight is he gained the experience. So Caleb Plant, he's going into this Benavidez fight with a whole bunch of experience against David. And if you ask me, David hasn't had the experience of a big fight like Canelo Alvarez. So I think that is one factor that's going to help Caleb Plant in the David Benavidez fight. But I still got David Benavidez winning the fight. Now, Canelo Alvarez, you know, Canelo Alvarez on several occasions, he's made comments about how he's not going to fight another Mexican fighter when it comes to names like a David Benavidez, you know, and some other big names that happen to be Mexican. But the main one is David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Canelo Alvarez, he don't want to fight him. Now, recently, Canelo Alvarez was asked about who he thought was going to win the fight between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, and he wasn't hesitant at all. He said that he thinks that David Benavidez is too strong, he's too big for Caleb Plant, and he says he feels that Caleb Plant is going to get stopped by David Benavidez. Now, if you feel like that, right? If you feel that Caleb Plant is not going to be able to last all 12 rounds because David Benavidez is too much for him, well, obviously, we know why you don't want to fight David Benavidez. He's also said that he's not going to fight David Benavidez, and they can't make him fight David Benavidez. He does what he wants to do. He says he's coming back in May, and we all know that he's coming back to fight John Ryder, and then after that, he wants to fight Bivol. Now, the thing about that is he's trying to squeeze Bivol down to 168 pounds and have Bivol fight him at his weight division. He don't want to fight at 175. He don't want to go back up to 175 and fight Bivol at the same weight class where he lost to Bivol. Now, if I'm Bivol, I make him come right back up to 175 and get to smoke with me where we first fought. But if Bivol decides to come down to 168 and fight Canelo Alvarez, well, I think we're going to have the same outcome. Canelo, he feels confident that he can beat Bivol if they go down to 168 in his weight division. But he don't want no parts of David Benavidez. He's still holding on to it that he's not going to fight David Benavidez. One excuse is he makes because David Benavidez has Mexican blood. We know that's some BS. You know what I'm saying? We know why you don't want to fight David Benavidez. And it's the same reason why you feel that David Benavidez will stop Caleb Plant. Now, Caleb Plant almost went the distance with Canelo Alvarez. He went 11 hard rounds with Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo is telling you that he don't give Caleb Plant a chance against David Benavidez. Lets me know everything I need to know. And it also lets me know what I've been saying for the longest is Canelo Alvarez, he don't want no parts of David Benavidez. He's afraid that he's going to take another L if he steps in the ring with David Benavidez. David Benavidez already spoke about, fighting Bivol. He said that, hey, Bivol know what I did to him in sparring, and if me and Bivol got in the ring with each other, I'm stopping Bivol. And the reason I'm talking about David Benavidez and Bivol, because we saw what Bivol did to Canelo Alvarez. Bivol, I had him winning 9 rounds to 3. A lot of people had him shutting out Canelo Alvarez. Like I said, he made it look easy against Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez wanted to quit in that fight. He was up against the ropes. He wouldn't throw no punches and he wanted to quit. And afterwards, of course, Canelo had a bunch of excuses on why he lost the fight. Now, Canelo's a hell of a fighter. I can't take that away from him, and he's fighting solid competition every time he get in the ring. Now, I didn't want to see that Triple G stuff. We all know that Triple G is beyond washed up, so he ain't had no business fighting Triple G a third time when he fought him. But, it's already over with, said and done with, and a lot of people don't feel like he looked too good against Triple G. People thought that with Triple G's age and where Canelo Alvarez is at this stage in his career, that he should have stopped Triple G. And he didn't. A lot of people thought that he had another tough fight against Triple G. I thought he beat Triple G pretty clearly, but he could have did better. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look too impressive, but he did all right. You know what I'm talking about? He did more than enough to win the fight, in my opinion. But with all that being said, man, Canelo Alvarez, it looked like he might be on the downslide. We know Canelo Alvarez got a lot of wear and tear on his body. He's been in a lot of very big, tough fights, and he got knee problems. That's why he took a year off, and he just had hand surgery. So Canelo is saying that he gonna come back in May. He gonna be 100%, and he's looking to dominate. But who are you looking to dominate against, man? You talking about a John Ryder? Don't nobody want to see you fight John Ryder. John Ryder already been beat by Daniel Jacobs. Yeah, he got a win by Daniel Jacobs, but Daniel Jacobs, he should have got that decision. Everybody knows it. John Ryder been beat by Colin Smith, another fighter that you already fought and beat, and you beat Colin Smith pretty much every round. John Ryder been beat by even a Rudy Poot that you stopped, Rocky Fielding, Rocky Fieldhand, or whatever his name is. John Ryder already been beat by him. So why are you stepping in the ring with John Ryder? And a lot of people say, well, John Ryder is mandatory. That's BS. David Benavidez was his mandatory on 2 separate occasions. He never fought him. Demetrius Andrade was his mandatory several times. He never fought him. Jamal Charlo was his mandatory several times. He never fought him. Canelo Alvarez never has to fight a mandatory if he don't want to. Canelo Alvarez told you clearly he does what he wants to do, and can't nobody tell him what to do. Canelo Alvarez has the WBC and all these other sanctioning bodies wrapped around his finger. If Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight no John Ryder, he don't have to fight John Ryder, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it. And that's just what it is. So Canelo Alvarez is fighting John Ryder because it's another easy European opponent that he could walk through. After that, he's already telling you that he already got his plan already set. He's fighting Bivol, and Bivol gonna move down to 168 and fight him because he does what he wants to do and he called the shots. And he's telling you that he's never gonna fight David Benavidez no matter what. Once he told you that David Benavidez needs to fight guys like Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo. Well, looks like David Benavidez is doing his part, and Canelo Alvarez still don't want to do his part. We won't never see this fight. We know why. We know why they call David Benavidez the Mexican monster, and unfortunately, we probably gonna see why when he steps in the ring against Caleb Plant. I like Caleb Plant a lot. He's one of my favorite fighters, but I gotta go with David Benavidez in this fight. But I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch it as a fan, because if David Benavidez win, I'm gonna be happy for him. If Caleb Plant win, I'm gonna be happy for him. But Canelo Alvarez, dog, yeah, you could fight. But you need to step up your game and step up your competition. Or what they say, you need to shit or get off the pot. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about Canelo Alvarez still refusing to fight David Benavidez, no matter the outcome of the fight with Caleb Plant. Y'all let me know if we'll ever see Canelo Alvarez get in the ring with David Benavidez. Drop a comment in the comment section. Hit my like button. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.